So welcome, we start at number 1. So first question says that Madam Nancy wants to know which of the teachers in her school is liked best by most of the students. Which of the following methods is most suitable for collecting the data? She can't use database because no information is collected. You can't experiment on people and not just observation. It's a questionnaire. So the answer to question 1 is D, the use of a questionnaire. Question 2. A hawker is carrying a basket load of 3 types of fruits. So we have oranges, mangoes, and then pears. Now, if 2/5 of the fruits are oranges, 6/25 are mangoes, what percentage of the fruits are pear? It says 2/5 of the fruits. So 2/5 of multiplied by 100 is oranges. So 5 here 1, 5 here 20. So 20 times 2 is 40%. So the percentage of fruits that are oranges are 40%. So, and then 6/25 mangoes. So 6/25 times 100 is for mangoes. So 25 here 1, 25 here 4. 6 times 4 is 24. So 24%. So the percentage of fruits that are oranges are 40. Percentage of fruits that are mangoes are 24. The remaining percentage is pears. Now we know that total percentage is 100. So we are going to add these two percentages and then we subtract from 100. So 40 plus 24. We are going to end up with 64. So 100 minus 64 is 36. So the answer to question 2 is C, 36%. Alright, so we move on to question 3.
If you're watching this video and you're preparing to write your mock, kindly check the video description for a link to join my WhatsApp group where I give updates on the mock that you'll be writing to prepare for your BECE.
The cost of 3 items at a shop are 72 cedis, 1,105 cedis, and 216 cedis. If a customer bought all the 3 items and received a change of 107 Ghana cedis, how much did he initially give the shopkeeper? Now, first of all, take note that this BECE and the questions are serialized with the objectives. So the order in which you are seeing this might not be the order you wrote, but it's definitely the same questions. You know, when questions like this are given to you, and then the figures look very huge, try to, think about it from your point of view or from your standpoint. When you go to a shop and then you buy 3 items, and then you are given, let's say you went to a shop, you bought items worth 3 Ghana cedis, each item costing 1 cedi, then you are given a change of 2 cedis. How much did you take to the shop? I think this will make it very easier for you to know what is happening. So always when a question is given to you, try to relate it to yourself, assuming you were the one who went to the shop with an amount of money you bought, because not everybody can spend at this level, even though it's possible. A lot of people can spend, but maybe as a student you've not had this encounter. So thinking of this analogy, you know that you had to add the amount spent and then the change that was given to know the total amount that was spent in the shop. So this is just basically addition. That's what this question is about. Just addition. So 72, then 1,105, 1105, 216, 216, and then the change is 107, 107. So when we do our addition, we're going to have 7, 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 6 is 13, plus this is 20, so 0. Write that 2 here. 9, 10, 0. 1 here. 1 plus 1 is 2, 4, 5. 5. Then 1 is here. The amount that was taken to the shop is 1,500 Ghana cedis. Number 3 is C. We move on to question 4. In this diagram, the diagram P and Q are two sets, and U is the universal set. This is U. We are asked to find P intersection Q. Intersection means what? What can you find in P at the same time in Q? Now think of this P and Q. Think of it this way. That is like a mother with a child. A mother with a child. What can you find in a mother and then find in a child as well? Now there are some features that you can find in a mother you don't find in a child. So what are the features that you can find in a mother and in a child? So having A and B here is like features that are found in a mother, which is the P, but not found in a child. So what you can find in P and Q are the C, D, and E. So our answer to question 4 is B. So the next question is asking, how many members are in a set Q? Members in a set Q are 3. There are 3. You just have C, D, and E. So the answer to question 5 is A. Question 6. Amadou walked to a point such that he is always the same distance from two villages P and Q. Which of the following best describes the locus of Amadou? A. Perpendicular bisector to PQ. Now it's a perpendicular bisector. There's a line. Now, this line, so let's say this place is P, this place is Q. This line is a perpendicular bisector. Amadou is here, in the middle. It means that the distance from this point to Q is the same as the distance from the middle here to P. Question 7. The locus of points equidistant from a fixed point is called the locus of points. You see, look at this question, the locus of points. So with a circle, there are different points. So this could be 1 point, 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 this could be 1 point. Different points. And this was specific P and Q. That's why we chose perpendicular bisector. So number 7, if you understand what I'm communicating very well, you know that the answer is E. Question 8. Which of the following is an example of a quantitative? Quantity means amount. Gender, no. Color, no. Length, and then marital status. So the length could be 5, 6, 7. So number 8 is C. Number 9. The area of a rectangle is 18 centimeters squared. So area equals 18 centimeters squared. The width is 2 centimeters. Find its perimeter. When a word problem question is given to you, don't try to find directly what they said you should find. Otherwise, you see, math is not really about numbers, because a lot of students think about math to be numbers. Area equals length times width. Now, we've been asked to find perimeter. Perimeter equals 2L plus 2W. Now, what information do we have? The information we have is the area, and we also have the width to be what? 2 centimeters. So, from the information we have here, we can find the length when we substitute the information here into this. Focus is on this formula now, because without this formula we can't solve. So we move straight into substituting. So we have 18 equals, the length is what we don't know, multiply by the width, which is 2. Now when we multiply the L by the 2 to be 2L, so 2L equals 18. Divide both sides by 2, we're going to get L equals 9. So now that we have our length to be 9, we can now substitute into this formula. So if you're a student who was just focusing on the perimeter, I just want to find a perimeter, but you don't know the length, you don't want it. So try to break everything down. So our perimeter now is equal to 2 multiplied by L. Our L is 9. So it's 2 multiplied by 9 plus 2W. W is 2, equal to our perimeter. So 2, 9, 18 plus 2 times 2 is 4 equals perimeter. So equals 18 plus 4 will give us 22. So number 9, answer is 22 centimeters. So question 10. There are 15 white and 25 black identical balls in a box. If a ball is selected at random from the box, find the probability that it is white. So in order to find the probability, we first should know the total. So when we add this 15 plus 25, we are getting 40. So now we are asked to find the probability that it is white. How many white balls do we have? 15. So 15 divided by 40. We're going to end up with, so 5 here, 3, 5 here, 8. So 3 over 8, question 10. Answer is D. Question 11. It has to do with indices. So in order to work this out, we have exponents here. So looking at it and analyzing, we can see that we can do something to get the same basis. The base for this is 27, and the base for this is 3. So what can we do to 27 so that it also has a base of 3? So we know that 3 exponent 3 is 27 over 3. So m plus 1, m plus 2. Once you have this, the work is done. Plus 3 times 1 is 3 over 3 m plus 2. Okay, so in order to continue with this, what you do is, this sign is division, and looking at I don't know if it has to do with the laws or the properties of indices. When there is division, what you do is you pick one of the bases. If the bases are the same, pick one of the bases, and then if it's division, you subtract. Now, to subtract, looking at what you have here, this is a whole term. So you are subtracting this from that, the whole of this. Subtracting the whole of this from what you have at the top. When you are doing that, this is what is going to happen. I want to work this separately so that I wouldn't have a lot of things on my screen. So I'm going to have 3m. I'm going to have 3m plus 3 minus m plus 2. Now have in mind, we have our base already to be 3. Whatever answer we have will be the exponent. So 3m plus 3 minus m minus 2. So 3m minus m is 2m. And then 3 minus 2 is 1, so plus 1. So this is our exponent. So answer is C. Question 12. A bus departed from Elmina at 9:15 p.m. and arrived in Accra at 2:45 a.m. the next day. How long did the journey take? So in order to solve this, this one, you don't really have to use the subtraction, because if you use a subtraction, you just mess the whole thing up. Because when you look at the clock, moving from 9:15 to 2 a.m. it's like there's a reduction in the number. Assuming it was 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But with this, it got to 12, and then it now reduced to 1, 2, 3. So you can pick this to be 14 and do your subtraction, and then it will work. Looking at it in the GMT. So you can just make this 14. So if you do it like this, 14, 45, and then 9, 15, you can work it out. Or you can use the approach of just looking at it. So counting the number of hours. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So you have how many hours there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hours. Great. So if that's giving you 5 hours, then you have to look at the number of minutes that was spent as well. So 45 minus 15. You have 0 here. You have 0 here. You have 3 here. So that's 5. So 5 as we had over here as well. So 5 hours, 30 minutes. So answer to question 12 is D. Question 13. A fair coin and a fair die are rolled together once. Find the probability of obtaining a tail and an odd number. Anytime you have a question where it has to do with probability and you have a coin and another coin, or a coin and die, or a die and a die, that's how you go about it. So since with this you have a coin and a die, the coin will be on this row, and then the coin will be on this column, and the die will be on this row. So looking at the results that you get, you either have 1 and a head, 2 and a head, 3 and a head, 4 and a head. So 1 and a tail, 2 and a tail, 3 and a tail, 4 and a tail, 5 tail, 6 tail. Now we are asked to find the probability of a tail and an odd number. So there's a tail and an odd number, another tail and an odd number, another tail and an odd number. So we have 3 here out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out of 12. Alright, so question 14. We have to find the slope of the relation. So in order to find the slope, we need to look at the graph carefully and then pick our points, the x1, y1 value, the y1, y2 value. So in order to get the slope, we do a right angle triangle against the line that we have. So what are the coordinates? So the coordinates for this side and the coordinates for this side as well. So the coordinate for the top is 0, 3. And the coordinate for the lower part is 1, 1. So we have our coordinates 1, 1, which has to do with this side, and then the 0, 3, which has to do with the top here. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is our y2 minus our y1. So that's what we have here, 3 minus 1. And then x2, 0 minus 1. So that's what we have here. So 3 minus 2 is going to give us 2 over 0 minus 1 is going to give us negative 1. So answer is negative 2. So the answer to question 14 is B. So our gradient is negative 2. So to find the equation of this relation is going to be y minus y1 equal to m bracket open x minus x1. This is a formula to find the equation of a line. And one of our coordinates was 1, 1. So you can pick any of the coordinates, either 1, 1 or the 0, 3 that we had. So we have to just substitute into this formula. And not forgetting our gradient. Our gradient is negative 2. So what you are going to change is the y1 and the x1. For the y, you just maintain it. So y minus 1 equals negative 2 open bracket x minus 1. So we are going to have y minus 2 equals minus 2x. So minus 2 times minus 1 is what? Plus 2. So y equals minus 2x plus 2 plus 1. So y equals minus 2x plus 3. So our answer is B. That's for question 15. So the next question says, a number of oranges are shared among 50 students and each got 15. If the same number of oranges are shared equally among 30 students, how many will each get? So the number of oranges shared is what we don't know. So in order to get it, we are going to multiply 50 students by 15 oranges. Otherwise, you have to add 15 oranges 50 times. And we see with maths, when you are solving questions, you want to finish faster. Because even though you have the idea, you also have to have in mind that there's time. You are dealing with time. 50 multiplied by 15. Now, when you do it very well, you're going to have 750 oranges. Now, you need to share equally among 30 students. So, it means you are going to divide by 30. So, 30 into 750 will give you 25. 25. So, our answer is D. Alright, question 17. Andrew drew 3 lines such that the length of the first one is 10 centimeters. So, first length is 10 centimeters. And the second is 15 centimeters longer than the first one. The third is 9 centimeters less than the second. So this is word problem, and you just need to break the sentences down. That's one thing about questions. When the question is too long, you just need to break it down. So Andrew drew 3 lines. The first one is 10 centimeters. Then the second is 15 centimeters longer than the first. So if the second is 15 centimeters longer than the first, it means that plus 10 plus 15 is going to give you 25. So the second is 25. And and the third one is 9 centimeters less than the second. 9 centimeters less than a second. So 25 minus 9. 25 minus 9 will give you 16. The question says find the length of the third. The third is 16. Yes. So you just need to break the question down and flow with it. Question 18. So question 18. The storybook contains 50 pages. So 50 pages. If a student reads 10 pages per hour, find the relationship between the number of unread pages and the time. So the number of unread pages and the time. So the relationship. So this variation. So this capital N, how is it related to T from the question given? So capital N should be equal to something we don't know. We need to figure it out from the question. So we are told that these are the number of unread pages, and we already told that it contains 50 pages. So for every hour, 10 pages. For every hour, 10 pages. For every hour, 10 pages. So if you read 10 pages for 2 hours, it means what? 20 pages. Great. So in order to find the relationship, you see, since the book is being read every hour by 10 pages, so you would have to subtract, because you are reducing the number of pages that are being read. So you have to subtract 10 pages every hour per time. So this is how it's supposed to be. So number of unread pages equals pages that are being read. Number of unread pages equals pages that have been read. But not just that, but we are told that for every hour, he reads 10 pages. So you are supposed to multiply the 10 pages by the number of hours, which is the time. Okay, so question 19. We have trigonometry question here. Okay, so in the diagram, QPR is 30 degrees and then QR is 5 centimeters. We have that. Find the length of PQ. PQ. So we are supposed to find the hypotenuse. And with this, we can use Pythagoras theorem because there's an angle. So we've already been given the clue that sine. Sine. So sine. So katwa. So means what? So sine 30 equals opposite over hypotenuse. The opposite is what? 5 over hypotenuse. So h, we don't know. So we know that sine 30 is half from the question. So what you can do is you can just exchange this. That's how math is. Anytime you have a value here and then you don't know what's below, it's not for every time, but if it looks this way, that's what you do. So h equals 5 over 0.5. So to work this out, 5 divided by 1 over 2. So you're now going to have 5 times 2 over 1. So with this, your answer is going to be 10 centimeters. So the answer is C. Question 20, this linear inequality. So I'll just group like terms right away. So I'll move all my x to my right side. So minus 4, minus 6, less than 3x minus 2x. So I'm going to have minus 10 here, less than x. Now, my answer doesn't look like what you have here. So what I have to do is I have to give a mirror image. Now, to give a mirror image, the sign will change. So I bring my x here, x, then the sign will change. This less than 10 to greater than minus 10. So that is it. Looking at it, the answer is D. So question 21, you have set here. So in order to solve this question, you just need to get square numbers. You just need to get perfect squares multiplied by another number. So with root 75, it's going to be 25 multiplied by 3 plus root 18 is 9 multiplied by 2 minus root 27 is 9 multiplied by 3. So square root of 25 is 5. So 5 root 3 plus square root of 9 is 3. 3 root 2 minus square root of 9 is 3. So 3 root 3. And I always tell students that treat sets like algebraic expression. So these and these are the like terms. So 5 root 3 minus 3 root 3 is 2 root 3. So 2 root 3 plus 3 root 2. That's your answer. And looking through question 21, the answer is A. So question 22, you are told to find another factor. Okay. So maybe as a student, you've been working quadratic equations and you've never been told that the answers you get are actually the factor. So all you have to do is to introduce bracket here and then bracket here. Whatever final answer you get is a factor of this. So the common term here is 4m for the 4m squared plus 12m. So it's 4m open bracket m plus 3. Yes, because 4 times m is 4m squared and then 4m times 3 is 12m minus, so 8m minus 24. What's the common term? The common term there is 8. So m also plus 3. Why plus 3? Negative m Negative 8 times m is negative 8m, and negative 8 times 3 is negative 24. So take note, anytime you have negatives in your in when you are solving quadratic equations and a particular step has negatives, and that is where you are going to factorize. Take note, and then always do a reverse to check. So we have 4m minus 8. So realize that the 4m minus 8, which is here, that's it. So the next factor is m plus 3. M plus 3. So the answer to question 22 is A. And question 23. So you are told to find 2m plus n. So 2. Then your m is what? 5 minus 1 plus n. Negative 4, 2. So 2, 5 is 10. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Plus negative 4, 2. 10 minus 4 is 6. Minus 2 minus 2 plus 2 is 0. So 6, 0. The answer to question 23 is B. Then question 24. An article which cost 600 cedis was sold at a discount of 10%. Find the selling price. Now, when it comes to questions like this, I like to make it very practical so that you understand. And I don't like to use formulas for this because, you know, sometimes the questions are such that the formula will fail you. Okay, so let's go through. An article which cost 600 cedis was sold at a discount. So this is the actual price of the item, which is the 100% price, and was sold at a discount of 10%. It means that 10% of the price was taken out. So it means that the item was actually sold at 90%. So I like to always do this. If 100% equals 600, then 90%, which was sold at 90% price. Anytime you hear discount, it means that the percentage that was taken off. You need to really understand when it comes to discount, commissions, and so on. You need to really understand what is going on. So if less, more divide. So 90 over 100 times 600. So looking through 100 here 1, 100 here 6. 96 is 54 plus the 0, so 540 cedis. Question 24, the answer is C. Question 25. Mansa packed 1,800 apples into a number of boxes. If each box contains 120 apples, how many boxes were fully packed? Wow, this is basic 4 question, basic 4, basic 5. And I told you like now all they want you to do is to think. So 1,800 divided by 120. So 10 here, 12, 10 here, 180. So 180 divided by 12. So when you do your division very well, you are going to get 15. It means 12 times 15 is 180. 26. Find the interest on 400 cedis for 2 years at 10%. Okay, so simple interest. Principal over here is 400. So 400. So principal times rate times time over 100. 400, which is the principal times rate. 10% times time 2 years over 100. 100 year 1. 100 year 1. 100 year 4. So 4 times 10 is 40. 40 times 2 is what? 80. So question 26, the answer is 80 Ghana cedis. 27. Zalia and Amina shared an amount of money in a ratio 2:5. If Amina had 150 cedis more than Zalia, how much did they share? Very basic question. So Zalia and Amina shared in a ratio 2:5. Yes, 2:5. So Zalia 2, Amina 5. So Amina had 150 cedis more than Zalia. So 150 plus x. Assuming we knew Zalia's amount, we would have just added. So since we don't know, we represent with x. Why am I representing with x? I'm representing with x because I want to see that Zalia also had an amount I don't know. So we already have something to work with. So you can just work the ratio out. So x over 150 plus x equals 2 over 5. Why am I doing this way? I'm saying that if this x equals 2, then 5 equals 150 plus x. So you cross multiply, you're going to have 5x equals 2 150 plus x. So 5x equals 2 times 150 is 300 plus 2x. So when you move this here, it's going to be 5 minus 2x. Yes, 5 minus 2x. So you have 3x equals 300. So x equals 100. The 100 is for Zalia. So how much did they share? To know how much they shared, we need Zalia's amount and we need Amina's amount. So Zalia had 100. So if Zalia had 100, Amina had 150 plus 100, which is what? 250. So 100 plus 250 is 350. So answer is C. Now question 28. Find the image of the point negative 35 when it's rotated 360 degrees about the origin. Now think of it this way. This question is very basic. When someone stands and you tell the person to give you a 360 turn, what happens? After the person is done, you see the person's face again. The person was facing you, doing a 360. The person turns around and you see his face again. So the same thing that this point is going to give you. Negative 35. After 360-degree rotation, you still have negative 35. 28 is A. Question 29. A bag of rice weighs 2 kilograms. If the empty bag weighs 150 grams, find the weight of the rice. Now, we need to convert either this to kilogram, yes, and then work it out, or you convert this to gram and then work both of them out. Anytime you are working with units, they have to be the same. Now, looking at the answers here, when you convert to grams, you'll be in trouble or you'll be found wanting. So since the question is in kilogram, we have to also work in kilogram. So in order to convert this to kilogram, you have to divide by 1000. Now 150 over 1000. 10 here, 15. 10 here, 100. So 15 over 100. So if you have your 15 and you just want to move the decimal places, 2 zeros. 12.0. So 0.15 kilogram. 0.15 kilogram. So we are told that the whole bag of rice weighs what? 2 kilogram. If only the bag weighs 150 grams, what's the weight of the rice? So 2 minus 0.15. So 2 minus 0.15. So 0.00. Yes, that's what you're supposed to know about it. 0.00. So you need to take 1 out of here. So you have 1. And you bring it here, you have 10. And you take 1, you have 9. And you have 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 1 is 8. Point. So you have 1. So 1.850 kilogram. Yes. So the answer is D. Question 30. We need to work this out. Now, we begin with the LCM straight away by multiplying through with the LCM. The LCM is MPR. So MPR times 1 over M equals 1 over P times MPR plus 1 over R times MPR. So M cancels M, P cancels P, R cancels R. So PR equals MR plus MP. We are making M the subject. So the next thing we do is to group all M at one side. It's already grouped. So PR equals factorize M out, M R plus P. So over R plus P, because we have our M here, divide both sides by R plus P. R plus P cancels R plus P. So we have M equals PR over R plus P. So looking at it, that's what we have here. It's B. Question 31. Two brands of air conditioners, S and T, cost 3,000 cedis and 4,000 cedis respectively. A company budgeted 20,000 to buy air conditioners. If the company bought 5 units of brand S instead of T, how much did they save? All you have to do is just multiply the brands by the number of units, the cost of the brands by the number of units. So the cost for S is what? 3,000. 3,000 times 5 is what? 15,000. Then for brand T, since it's 4,000, just multiply the 4 by the 5. So 4 5 is 20. Then 1 2 3. Good. So what did they buy? They bought brand S. So S is 15,000, T is 20,000. So S, looking at the price for the T and then the price for the S, this is their budget. Their budget is actually 20,000. So if they bought T, it means that they didn't have any amount left. But if they bought S, they have 5,000 left. So 31, the answer is A. So 32. A frog leaps in such a way that its distance in meters from the starting point after each leap is given by 4, 7, 10. So what's its 10th leap? So this is the first leap. The 4 is the first leap, 7 is the second leap, 10 is the third leap. Now, which topic does this fall under? It falls under skip count forward. Yes. So first, second, third. So plus 3, plus 3. So we just keep adding plus. We have 13, 16, 19, 22, 25. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 28, 31, 34. So let's count again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the 10th is 31. So question 32, our answer is A. 33. If the gradient of a straight line is 0, then the line is what? Now, if the gradient is 0, then the line is horizontal, because once it's lying down, the rise is 0, the run is also 0. So it is horizontal. This one doesn't need any calculation. It's just a little knowledge that you just need to know. I always tell students that math is not about numbers. This new curriculum and then why certain questions in that line tells you that math has to do with reading than to always focus on the numbers, because you'll be found wanting. Question 34. The point P, negative 2, 3 is translated by a vector negative 1, 3 to the point R. Find the coordinate of R. Now, questions like this, you expect them to tell you to find the image, but they didn't say image, they just said find. So you need to understand what is going on. So to get an image, you always have a point and you always have a vector to the image. So negative 2, 3, which is the point, plus vector minus 1, 3 will give you the image. So the image is negative 2 plus negative 1 is negative 3. Then 3 plus 3 is 6. So that is it. Negative 3 is 6. So question 34. The answer is A. Question 35. Now anytime you have plane geometry, a figure like this, just draw a line through the middle. Yes, that's how you go about it. You have parallel lines. Just draw another parallel line through this 35 vertically opposite to this, and this angle also alternates with this side. Yes. All right. So we have the side to be what? 35. Right there, question number 35. Great. This angle is 140. It means angle on a straight line means that this angle will be what? 40 to give you 180. So that's 40. Great. Now this angle alternates with this side. So this angle is also what? 40. So that's 40. Looking at it, you have a circle here. So adding everything give us 360. So 35 plus 40 give us 75. So 75. So just for this whole side, this side is 75. So what do you add to 75 to get the whole circle, which adds up 360? So 360 minus 75. So 360 minus 75. We have 5 here. How do you get a 5? You took 1, so you have 15 here. 15 minus, so you take 1 from the 3. 15 minus 7 is what? 8. Then you have 2 here, so 285. So the answer to question 35 is C. Question 36. If the bearing of Q from P is 120 degrees, find the bearing of P from Q. Very basic question here. So the bearing of Q from P, 120. So Q from P, so the focus on P, 120. So from this spot is 90. So we'll be in the second quadrant. So 90 plus what is 120? It's plus 30. So over here we have 30. We draw another cardinal point here. Now this 30 will alternate with this angle. So this side is also 30. So moving through to this point, that's your stop. So 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 30. So 90 plus 90 plus 90 is 270. 270 plus 30 is 300. So the answer to question 36 is D. So question 37 and 38. All right. So we are given a table here and the number on a die and then the frequency. It means that the die was tossed a number of times. So we are asked to find the mode. The mode is the highest frequency. So over here, since you are looking at the die, which number had the highest frequency? And looking at it, it was the part with the 6. That's the favorite part when you're playing the Ludo or you're throwing the die. The answer is B. And how many times did the student throw the die? We are looking at the total frequency. Yes, to know the number of times the student threw the die. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. So 15 plus 5 is 20. So the answer to question 38 is C. 20. Not to work this out. So I'm just moving directly to expand. I have my 3x. So this one here will multiply what you have in a bracket. So minus 2 times 3 is what? Minus 6. So minus 2 times 2x is what? Minus 4x. Plus x times 2x is what? 2x squared. Plus x times 4 is 4x. So group like terms. So 3x minus 4x plus 4x plus 2x squared. minus 6. Alright, so this cancels that because negative, positive cancels out. So you have your 3x plus 2x squared minus 6. So we are close to our answer already. So 2x squared plus 3x minus 6. So the answer to this question is A. Then the last question. Araba is 3 years younger than her sister. So Araba's age should be X. If Araba is 3 years younger than her sister, then her sister's age will be what? Her sister's age should be X plus 3. Let's think of it. Araba is 3 years younger than her sister. So how do you know Araba's age? We know that Araba has, let's say Araba is 7 years. So if she is 3 years younger than her sister, it means her sister is, older than her. So that is the simple logic to questions like this. Let's use, I already mentioned, use something that you can relate to. So it says, if the sum of their ages, so the sum, this plus that. So x plus 3 equals what? 17. X plus x is 2x plus 3 equals to 17. So we're going to have 2x equals 17 minus 3 is what? 14. X equals what? 7. So the answer to this is B. Find Araba's age. So that's Araba. Araba is X.